Are you a home buyer or home seller in Grimesland, North Carolina?
We make these videos for you every single month so you can stay updated on what's happening right here, right now in our market, not necessarily what's happening in Arizona, California, New York. We make these videos so we can understand the data right here, right now.
Exactly. And then I'm going to give you the insight and some recommendation. Stay tuned with us and also help us to make our channel better. And today we wanted to start really with inventory, which is a really important factor in the housing market. And saying that is part of it is active homes and the homes under contract or pending.
Right, so let's talk about the active homes. Active homes in February, which just happened, was 18 homes. The month before that was 14 homes, and then last year at this time there was 24 homes, which is actually down 25%. What about under contract
On the
pending?
other hand, the contract pending or the house under the contract that closed in 30 days is 10 homes in the month of February just finished, 8 homes in months of January, and 4 homes last year at this time, which brings us to 150% increase. I know the small numbers make a big difference.
Okay, so what's recently sold in the last 30 days, there was 8 homes that recently sold in the month of February, which is 8. The month before that, in January, it was 5. Last year at this time was 1. So that's up 700%. So now let's talk about the inventory rate. The inventory rate is when we do some math. It's active divided by active plus pending divided by recently sold. This gives us a number. And if this number is under 6, it's a seller's market. If it's number over 6, it's a buyer's market, just to give you some data on it. So with that, 18 plus 10 is 28. Divided by 8 gives us 3.5 months of supply, which means it's a seller's market. What about the month before?
A month before actually was 4.4 months of the inventory rate, and last year at this time was 28 months. That's really high. And that means it brings us to 87.5% decrease the inventory from last year to this year.
But inventory isn't the only number that we care about, also days on market. But before we get to that, we need to do our introduction.
Let's hit it!
Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, you call text all the time, 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Don't be shy. Also, grab our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below. Now, days on market is another indicator of what is happening in our market. And this one is very different scenario of what we were just saying. So for days on market, that means how long the house is sat on the market. Now, yes, new construction does sit on the market longer simply because it takes longer. But it's in February, it was 147. The month before that, it was 46. The month last year at this time, it was 4. So you can see a over 3,000% difference.
Which is a really big number. Now, we wanted to talk also what is important, median list price and median sold price. And what is the difference between median and sold
Median list price is, we look at a spreadsheet and we look at the middle number on a data point. This middle number tells us a little bit about the health of the market. It is not going to be the same house on list versus sale. So this house didn't sell for this much more in this situation, or it doesn't sell for this much less in a different situation. It's different houses that are going to be the middle number. So median list, we're just looking at all the houses listed, middle number. Median sold, again, that middle number. It's typically not going to be the same house, so nobody's getting some sort of amazing deal out of this situation.
Exactly.
So with February, the median list price was $409,400. The month before that was $431,900. The last year at this time was $429,100, which is actually down 4.59%. But what about sold?
About sold is the month of February 2024 that we just finished was 467,678. A month before was 170,000, and last year at this time was 144,900. And the reason for that we have this 222% increase is brand new construction.
Anyway, what's the year-over-year change?
The year-over change, as I said, is over 222%.
Okay, now let's talk about median. What is the price per square foot for pre-owned versus new construction? So, because this price per square foot also gives us a basic indicator of how much houses are worth in a certain area. So, what about new construction?
Exactly. For all new construction, which in the Grimesland, we just have a single family home, new construction was $175 per square feet.
Whereas for the pre-owned homes at this month, it was was $171 a
Exactly.
square foot. So that tells us a lot of information on, like, basically if your house is 1,000 square feet, easy math, you just take 171 times 1,000, you have a basic number of what your house is worth. Of course, that doesn't include upgrades or downgrades or whatever it is, but it's a base number.
Exactly. Remember that we said that there is a 220% difference in the selling home, and that's why that we wanted to talk about inventory monthly supply.
Yeah, we look at the inventory a little bit detail.
Exactly. When you're looking at the inventory monthly supply, you see that 5 months of supply is just related to all brand new single family home new construction.
Whereas only 1.5 months of supply is actually previously owned home. The month before that
was just 2.9 months. And what about the pre-owned home?
And pre-owned was 0.9. So you can see it's growing in pre-owned and in new construction, but new construction is way outperforming.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about mean home value. Mean home is going to be the weighted average. This is where we get basic number of what homes are worth, where appreciation numbers come from.
Exactly.
So this is because they weighed out the mansions, they weighed out the shacks, and we try to get a middle, like some weight on it so we can get a real number of what things are actually worth. Exactly.
Therefore, saying appreciation, the home value, mean home value in months of the February this we finished was $280,218, and the months before that was $279,373, and last year at this time was $264,631, which brings us to how much appreciation?
So appreciation, or the year over year change, looks like to be 6.2%. So that means that homes have appreciated in value about 6.2% in Grimesland, which is a pretty good number.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about the rental market.
The rental market actually is very warm in Grimesland, North Carolina. The median rent for all bedrooms in Grimesland is $1,500 per month.
Now, if you're a home buyer and you're paying $1,500 a month, we need to talk about really kind of what is happening with interest rates isn't going to affect your bottom line. You can afford a home. You probably should be affording a home.
Exactly.
Why are you paying someone else's mortgage, someone else getting rich, when you can be the one buying for yourself and having for yourself, and this money can go into your equity and your pocket, and for when you get old, you have someplace to live when you can't afford to work anymore. So it's all good things if you actually buy a home versus just continually to rent. So I would definitely say if you can afford that kind of rent, you can afford to be buying a home, and we should definitely be talking. So call me.
Exactly.
What if you're a home seller?
And for the home seller, I can tell you that based off the numbers, we have 3.5 months of the supply and inventory rate, which is still, we are technically in the seller's market because there are not enough homes, especially not enough pre-owned home, which is just of 1.5 months of supply. And most of the inventory comes from the brand new construction by the different builders. And also, what we noticed that median sold price is increasing in this area, which really tells the home seller still they can get the top dollar for their homes, but they need to connect with us, Alan Victoria, Pinder real estate agent in area, to basically run the numbers and price it correctly, because that is the most important things, and also finish on unfinished project around the house and declutter for those beautiful pictures, and also marketing campaign to get the top dollar.
So we can't wait to talk to you in person. So we are real estate agents. We love helping people every single day. Please don't be shy. Please call us at this number. And then also, please watch this video because we would love to connect you more.